Here we are, everybody. I'm here in Connecticut at Guy Wolff's pottery here in Bantam, Connecticut, and just dropped by, and it was really good to see Guy again and to catch up a little bit.
I've really been enjoying your clips of being here in America. It's just wonderful to have you over here, and I hope a lot of people are finding you. This is just a simple 2-pounder. I have a garden club that I have to give a talk to next week, and so you know, a pot this size I sell for about $15, $16. So I like having, you know, a batch of them.
Yeah.
This rib that I'm using is from a potter who I bet you've heard of, named Frank Parsley, who was at Barnstable. I think Clive worked with him or somebody. But he was
that with what pottery was that? Branham's, was it?
Yeah, Branham's. And Frank Parsley was the big ware thrower there, and I just loved his work. Okay, so this is a cool trick. This is just taking one of these, what you might call a grout. You know, every hardware store in America have these. I don't know. I'm sure the rest of Europe as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But you just take that and cut it down, and you got this nice little tool for. If you have one line and then a second, you know, those are beads. When you get a lot of them, they're called reeding.
What are they called?
Reeding.
Reeding.
You know, reeds. So when you're talking to people in the furniture business, if you have a wall with a lot of lines in it, it's called reeding. But so if you take a pot that's got the curve to it like this and just push it at the bottom, you get this nice colonnade foot out of it. But the pot has to be set up before you do that. The shape has to be sort of there before you do that. And then, so that you can sell the darn thing, you put your name on it and the year, and I put on the date.
So when they break it, they know where to come and get another.
Yippee! And then just a little filigree. This is something I had made up.
Oh yeah.
I gotta go hear that. I think that's Ben.
Oh yeah, okay.
No, I'm gonna let it go. These new telephones where it tells you a name, it's very creepy.
Yeah.
And it is very funny when you hear a computer trying to say a human name.
Nice soft clay, I see.
Yeah, it's pretty soft. And you know, a lot of the clips you see people doing on YouTube, they're using a sponge. And one of the rules of the older potteries is that the sponge sort of gets in the way of the actual making of the pot. They're useful for certain things, but they're not really helpful for moving material around. Again, it doesn't matter whether it's a small pot or a big pot. It's this thing of, it's almost as if you're pushing the clay out above so that the hand underneath picks it up. So I'm going to just arch this clay out, spring it into a shape that's pointing towards that top rim. If you ever get a chance to go to the museum in Nottingham, there's a
in England, you mean?
Yeah. Now, is that considered the Midlands or is that considered the North? Nottingham.
I'm not sure. I guess it would be North Midlands.
Yeah. Well, I call it North to somebody, and they went, "Oh no, but it just doesn't feel like the Midlands to me." But I don't know enough. But anyway, in the Nottingham Museum is a very early salt glazed what you would call a loving cup. So this would be a wider pot, but with this transition to it of having a pot that's arched, and then at the end adding this colonnade foot turns the bottom part of it into a dome. And the whole setup for the pot is there in the making. So, you know, the first thing you do is sort of important for getting it to the next thing you do.
Right.
It's quite different when people are watching Simon throwing. He has the line of his pot sort of inside the clay, and with using a rib, a wider, bigger rib, it compresses the line in quite a different way, which the danger of it is it can be a bit industrial if you're not careful.
Whoop, let's dance the lawnmower.
That's one of those things that blows away the leaves.
The thing that blows away the leaves. Right, folks. Well, I think we're going to have to draw this clip to a close. Hey, nice to be here with Guy, and we're both going to keep practicing.
Keep practicing.
See you around, folks.